house. We are not here to cause alarm, harassment, distress. We're here to our right to assembly on public land to film the animals. Today, yeah, Steve, look, these slats, you can probably be able to see the animals through these slats. This one here. Guys, we're just going to put this over the fence so you can see the animals. Where it's got the slats, you might be able to see the little noses of these animals. Are the slats down? Are the slats up?
Slats are down. Slats are down. How hot is it today?
The slats are down. Yeah, it's a boiling hot day. What you're witnessing here, guys, is a slaughterhouse backing up into a slaughterhouse where these animals are going to be left inside a lairage with lack of ventilation on the reports by the FSA. There has been a recent publication by the FSA that Animal Aid have now just documented today. They've just published it today about the FSA findings in here, the breaches in this facility at ABP Guildford. Please subscribe, put 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Subscribe, put 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Subscribe, put 3 in the chat if you're anti-vegan. Double tap the live stream, like, share and comment. I can hear those cows on there now. I can hear them walking around. You can start hearing them. You can start hearing them freak out. They start moving about. All you can hear is bashing and stuff. And then what I can usually hear here is shouting and movement. And I've actually witnessed farmers here take out sticks from their cars and prod them, taking them into the slaughterhouse, because animals don't want to go to slaughterhouses. They're terrified. They're desperate to live, just like you and I. They want to live. They only look different to you and I. That isn't an excuse to oppress them, okay? These are dairy cows going inside this slaughterhouse and beef cows going to this slaughterhouse to be killed, to be brutally killed, okay? There is no such thing as humane slaughter. It does not exist. It's an oxymoron, but humane slaughter is something that they tell you to make you, the consumer, feel better about paying for the violence that happens to animals on farms and slaughterhouses, okay? Don't be that person who is mugged off by the industry. Please subscribe and put 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Subscribe and put 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Please subscribe and put 3 in the chat if you're anti-vegan. Double tap the live stream. Keep liking this live stream.
What's your objective today? Who are you here with?
Yeah, I'm here in collaboration with Animal Aid today. I'm here to defend the animals who are being oppressed by humans, but people don't realise in what they're paying for. If you're a number 2, you may not realise that if you're not vegan, you are paying for the exploitation, the brutality, the mutilation, the kidnap and murder of animals, okay? And that is not your fault because you've been lied to by an industry that is profiting from your money. Please subscribe, put 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Subscribe, put 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Subscribe, put 3 in the chat if you're anti-vegan. This is a slaughterhouse. They kill cows from the beef industry and the dairy industry. Beef industry, they're basically the beef industry and the dairy industry, 2 separate breeds of cows, okay? One has been genetically modified to grow large in a short space of time, and the other has been genetically modified, like selectively bred to produce so much milk they can hardly walk, okay? In the beef industry, cows are 18 months old when they go to a slaughterhouse. Please subscribe, put 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Subscribe, put 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet, and 3 in the chat if you're anti-vegan. Double tap the live stream, like, share and comment. How many likes we got right now?
2 likes. We need to get 50 likes before the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, keep liking the live. Liking the live is so important. We are not here to hate on you, but we are here to defend the animals. Please help us defend the animals by liking this live stream. It helps get the algorithm out so more people see when the animals turn up here today, and they will be turning up here today. There's already been 3 trucks in here behind me right now of animals who are like children who are looking out for help and mercy. And please just double tap that live stream, like the live stream, to help us get the animals seen by more people.
There's a comment here from PC Bullet Sponge. Imagine flipping this to any other injustice. Their comment is, I've yet to see an argument for veganism that doesn't boil down to you not wanting me to eat meat because it makes you feel bad. No thoughts of the victim whatsoever.
Wow, that's like saying you should stop being racist because it makes me feel better. No, it's about the victim, okay? What about if you were the victim? Would you say the same thing? Literally, veganism isn't something that we argue or debate about. The way you are vegan, and people might need some help because they've been brainwashed by an industry that has convinced them that they're baby cows. They think plants feel pain. They think you kill a load of bees and avocados. Like, people are just brainwashed right now, and that's not your fault. If you were in the victim's position, would you say I should stop killing you because it makes someone else feel better, or you say I should stop killing you because you should have a right to your own life, to your bodily autonomy? You shouldn't be raped. You shouldn't have babies taken away from you. You shouldn't have your genitals mutilated and cut off you with no anaesthetic or painkiller. You shouldn't be tied down like the sheep are when they get forcibly impregnated on a contraption where they get literally like stabbed here and stabbed here, one with a camera and one with semen to make them pregnant. That shouldn't happen to you, so don't force that on somebody else. Living vegan, normal people are vegan. You're just someone who doesn't oppress animals. Please subscribe, put 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Subscribe, put 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Subscribe, put 3 in the chat if you're anti-vegan. Double tap the live stream, like, share and comment. You're going to be seeing animals here today. Keep liking this live, please.
Thick Omni put, by the way, I'm Australian. I don't know about America, but here in slaughterhouses, they put animals to sleep and shoot them in the head.
Wow.
I go to slaughterhouses with my brother as he works there.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Okay, no, they don't do that. Basically, I don't know if maybe you're confused, but no, this is standard practice across the world. What about the gas chambers that they force 6-month-old pigs in? What about the gas chambers they force 42-day-old little baby chickens in? Okay, every single animal gets stabbed in the throat and have their heads cut off, their body dismembered, their skin pulled off their bodies. Okay, this happens everywhere. There's no right way to kill someone who doesn't want to die. When you just said they shoot them, they're shooting someone's horrible. Killing someone's horrible. They don't put them to sleep like they go to sleep nicely, okay? And even if they did, these animals want to live. It's not like they're at the end of their life and it's a compassionate death. This is murder.
What's happening behind you?
Yeah, behind me is a slaughterhouse. We're here in collaboration today with Animal Aid, who have just published the FSA report on the Freedom of Information request. So many breaches. Last year, June 2025, horrific breaches at this places, misuse of equipment, they're not stunning the animals correctly, and it's got worse this year. 2 days ago they published a new report where it's incompetency from these workers here, lack of CCTV on the animals, you can't see the video quality very well, so they couldn't assess that. Horrific, absolutely horrific. How the hell do these places continue operating when they have so many breaches? They're not even adhering to the basic animal welfare laws. How come these industries get away with being criminals? Okay, don't pay their wages. We're not here about welfare, we're here for abolition. There's no right way to kill someone who doesn't want to die. Please subscribe, put 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Subscribe, put 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Subscribe, put 3 in the chat if you're anti-vegan. Double tap the live stream, like, share and comment.
Someone's putting in here, what moral foundations do you have as to why I shouldn't eat animals? Pick one. Which one would you like?
Moral foundations, because I wouldn't want to be oppressed, just like you wouldn't want to be oppressed. What about treat others how you want to be treated? Why have you forgotten that rule that you literally was like taught from birth and then it got conditioned out of you, okay? Please subscribe, put 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Subscribe, put 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Subscribe, put 3 in the chat if you're anti-vegan. Double tap the live stream, like, share and comment. Where
Sticks
are your
and stones,
morals?
but why don't you try and stop them rather than standing outside and complaining?
Thank you so much for your comments. So the way we stop this, it's in the consumer's hand, okay? We're here to put pressure on the industries, but we're also here live streaming, like you can see, to tell people who are number twos, who care about animals, who have just been brainwashed by the industries that have lied to them. It's not your fault you've been brainwashed, but you have been mugged off. If you are not vegan, you have been mugged off and you believe their lies. I'm not saying that like saying you're a bad person. I used to be a number two as well, but we're here because it's all about supply and demand. If you didn't pay for milk, eggs, dairy, fish, leather, wool, animal experimentations, they wouldn't do that to animals. It's as simple as that. This isn't like an industry that's important and we need it. It's not the backbone of society. It's an evil business built on exploitation. Okay, please subscribe, put 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet, and 3 in the chat if you're anti-vegan. Double tap the live stream, like, share and comment. What are they doing? That other truck that was in the layer is just waiting
It's pulled
over
out
there.
and this one's washing down. Let me explain to you why. Oh no, you got time. You explain why. Why would that might be happening?
Yeah, you're in your mode. Yeah, basically, so when they wash these trucks down, animals are extremely scared when they go to slaughterhouses. They go into something called fight and float mode. Their autonomic nervous system hits in, which means they defecate everywhere to try and evade danger faster. What could also happen on these trucks, which I'm not saying it is, but has happened at places in the past, is that you get a downed dairy cow or a downed cow. That means an animal who can't stand up, who is too weak because they've had everything taken away from them. They've been so depleted and tormented on the farm that they can't even stand up. Okay, please subscribe, put 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet, and 3 in the chat if you're anti-vegan. Double tap the live stream, keep liking this, sharing this live stream, keep liking this live, okay? What happens if there's a downed dairy cows, they'll often kill them on the trucks, so there'll be a pool of blood everywhere, okay? And then they'll be washing that down because they don't want the blood on their truck, but they can't wipe the blood off their hands until they leave the industry that creates the blood in the first place. Please double tap this live stream, keep sharing and liking. The likes get the algorithm out. The animals are coming today and they need to be seen by the world, so please like this live stream.
Absolutely, please keep double tapping that, and please keep your comments and questions coming. Like we said at the beginning of this live stream, we're not here to cause alarm, harassment, distress, or any form of intimidation, and we're certainly not here to clash with non-vegans. We're here to talk to you, have conversations, to put genuine questions in there. Now, one genuine question I kept seeing in there, I can't remember the handle who kept putting it in there, so apologies for that, but I appreciate you keep asking about wool. What's the problem with wool? Well, let me explain to you, but while I'm explaining it, please subscribe, put one if you're vegan, subscribe two if you're not vegan, subscribe three if you're triggered by people who say be kind to animals. Double tap the live stream, and please go into the link in the description and go and copy and paste it into your browser and watch or read the latest report done on the FSA findings by Animal Aid. Now listen, the wool industry, sheep have been genetically modified to produce so much wool that they need to be shorn. They need to have their sheep sheared, right? When that happens, a lot of the time, there's lots of cuts, no anaesthetic, stitched up with no anaesthetic. It's brutal, it's barbaric, it's horrific. And this is a problem that's been caused by farmers. Now, to try and solve this problem, because what happens is when sheep produce so much wool, when they poo, their poo gets stuck on the back of their legs and around their tail. So they get something called fly strike, which the sheep can die from. So to stop it, what they do is they band the sheep's tails, or clip the sheep's tails, cut them off, or let them rot and drop off. They then do a process called mulesing, where they turn them on their back and they slash the sheep's legs from their bum all the way down the backs of their legs. This creates scar tissue and means that the wool won't grow in them areas. Now, this problem had been produced by farmers by genetically modifying sheep to produce so much wool because they're all only caring about their profit margins, more profit, faster, faster, faster. And then the farmers try and tell the public that this is a procedure they do because they care about the animals. They dress it up and lie to you and say, oh, we're doing this because we care about our sheep, we don't want them getting ill, we don't want them getting sick, so we have to do this process. The process wouldn't have to happen if they didn't selectively genetically breed them this way in the first place. If you want to avoid it, then you just go vegan. The wool industry and the lamb industry is the same industry. They are co-products, which means that each has a demand. And if the demand drops, guess what? What happens to animals stops too. Subscribe and put one in the chat if you're vegan. Subscribe, put two in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open-minded to these conversations. Subscribe, put three in the chat. If you are anti-vegan, double tap the live stream. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please go to the link in the description and watch Animal Aid's latest report on the very slaughterhouse that we're stood outside of right now.
Archie Reggie put, what about the food chain?
Archie Reggie, you were in all day yesterday. We had food chain answers all day long. You know about the food chain. The food chain, if you steel man the food chain and say humans at the top, animals underneath, and then plants at the bottom, which isn't the case, because if you go stand in the Sahara Desert, you're not top of the food chain. Go and stand in the jungle, you're not top of the food chain. You go into the ocean, you're not top of the food chain. But let's put humans at the top for the state of your argument. Plants are at the bottom. Now, you can survive and thrive off of eating the lowest grade, then that's the moral and ethical thing to do. Subscribe once for vegans, subscribe two for non-vegans, subscribe free anti-vegans. Double tap the live stream. We're live outside of a slaughterhouse here today to bring you the reality and the truth that slaughterhouses and these industries that exploit animals try so hard to keep from you. The FSA findings here that were found by Alex.activism from Animal Aid. You can go to animalaid.org.uk or click in the link in the description to find out yourself. Absolutely harrowing. This facility has had 8 major and 19 minor non-compliances. Horrific. We're not here for welfare, but this is a brand, this is a logo. The FSA is a logo that the general public trust. Same as the RSPCA Assured Scheme, same as the retracted certification. Now, when the FSA come here and say that 8 major and 19 minor non-compliances is generally satisfying, isn't that alarm bells ringing in your head? Doesn't that make you want to just stop and question? Or hang on, if I don't want to pay for this violence at all, what do? You go vegan. You got more questions?
Yeah, Feta Preet put, I'm vegetarian. What would you say to someone who's vegetarian?
First of all, thank you very much for being in this live stream, taking the time to listen to us and write your comment. Listen, vegetarians, if you're vegetarian, you're still sending animals to slaughterhouses. That's the truth of it. That's just me being honest. Like I just said, the co-products with the wool and the lamb, the dairy is a standalone product. It's its own entity. Dairy cows and beef cows or meat cows are 2 different breeds of cows. So when you're vegetarian, you pay for the exploitation of dairy cows and the killing of dairy cows. You also pay for the exploitation and killing of eggs, egg-laying hens. And also, you'd still wear leather jackets, you'd still wear leather trainers, which is also a co-product. So if you're vegetarian because you ethically don't want to hurt animals, then the good news is today you've had the news to go vegan. And you simply go vegan and you reject any animal exploitation or use completely. Subscribe, put one in the chat if you're vegan and you've already done that. Subscribe, put two in the chat if you're not vegan but you're a kind person. Thank you for being here. Please keep the questions coming. We're here today to talk to you about what we know and why we went vegan live outside of a slaughterhouse to bring you the reality and truth in real time. And subscribe and put free if you're an anti-vegan. If you think that being kind to animals is so triggering that you put meat emojis in the comment section. Double tap the live stream. How many likes is in there?
25 likes.
Right, we need another 25 likes before 10:30.
Is it hard to be vegan?
Absolutely not. The reason why it's easy to be vegan is because you focus on the animals. The same as, is it hard to be anti-racist? No. Is it hard to be anti-ableist? No. Because you understand it from the victim's point of view. You look at it from their perspective. So next time you go and make any choices, whether it be food, entertainment, fashion, or cosmetics, you consider the victim, and it's the easiest thing that you can do. Subscribe, put one in the chat if you've already done that and you're already vegan. Subscribe, put two in the chat if you're not vegan yet but you're a kind person wondering why vegans are live streaming outside of a slaughterhouse. Subscribe and put free if you're anti-vegan. Double tap the live stream, please like, share and subscribe. We're here today in collaboration with Animal Aid. You can go to animalaid.org.uk and look at Animal Aid's amazing work for what they do for the animals, or you can go to the three dots in the top right hand corner, click on the description and go into the link at the top of that description there. That's going to take you to the new report done by Alex over at Animal Aid on this very facility, and you'll see the FSA findings and the fact that this got worse within 12 months. It didn't get better, it got worse.
Let me see what this driver thinks about the FSA breaches here.
I wonder what he'll say.
Bringing animals
What do you reckon?
in.
Silence? Look at the size of these trucks, man. How many animals come in on these trucks? Can I ask your view on the FSA breaches done here? They got 8 major non-compliances. What's your thoughts on that?
Don't care.
Silence. Silence, silence, silence.
Wow.
Now this is what the industry do. The industry is silent. And the reason why is because if the industry opened their mouths, if the industry tried to defend, they would have to firstly accept that what we're saying is true and right. And secondly, they would hang themselves with their own rope. Subscribe, put one in the chat if you're vegan already. Subscribe, put two in the chat if you're not vegan but you're open-minded to these conversations. Subscribe, put three in the chat if you're anti-vegan. You're looking inside of a slaughterhouse live right now here in the UK. This truck's backing up into the wash area. The truck on the right next to it is dropping animals off in the layerage. By the way, if you go and look at that FSA report over at Animal Aid and the link in the description, you'll see that that layerage is not fit for purpose, causes extra alarm, harassment and distress to the animals. They got 8 major non-compliances. Oh, here you go. This is the only way the animals ever leave. Look at that. How sadistic is this? Animals being dropped off here and then their body parts leaving in refrigerated lorries here.
Sick,
absolutely disgusting. The refrigerated lorry drivers, they don't know any different.
Maybe we should tell them.
They don't know any different. But the animal drivers, they know they're bringing animals in here. Absolutely horrific. Come here. Look, 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 look. Look at this guy here. I want to ask you your opinion on the FSA breaches here. They've got 8 major non-compliances. Did you know that? Did you know they got non-compliances, majors, improper stunning of animals, improper handling of animals, lack of competency certificates. The CCTV's not even working inside the facility. Can I ask you your opinion? Come and talk to me. Come and talk to me. Let us know what you think. Let's see what one of the drivers, he could even be a farmer himself, could even just be a haulage driver.
He was
listening.
He was listening, yeah.
He was listening to what I had to say. Subscribe, put one in the chat if you're vegan. Subscribe, put two in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open-minded to these conversations. Subscribe and put 3 in the chat if you're anti-vegan. We're not here to clash with you. We're talking to them different to how we'll talk to you because they know they're in the industry. They're on the other side of the gate. They're part of the secrecy. They're part of the dark secrets of the meat, dairy, egg, leather, wool industry. You got more questions?
We've got Tyler who put, I love meat, but if they don't comply, that's messed up. I'm going to share this in Canada.
Tyler, thank you very much for sharing it. Please go and share all of our socials. Now listen, Tyler, not everyone goes vegan because they don't like the taste of meat. Not everyone goes vegan because they suddenly just go, oh, you know what, I don't like the taste of cheese. What they do is they go vegan because they go, you know what, this is messed up. In your own words, this is messed up. What happens to animals is messed up. It's like you have this wake-up moment. You see animals for who they are. You don't see them as objects in plastic wrapping, you don't see them as a carton of milk, you see them as the individual. And this is why when we come to slaughterhouses, we're trying to show you the animals as they drive past us before they get killed. And the industry don't even want you to see the animals at that stage, because when kind people see animals in that stage, they go vegan because it's really uncomfortable to look them in the eyes and think, you're there because of me.
So he said it's messed up because they don't comply. What about all the industry as a whole?
Yeah, listen, even if the industry complied wholly, and even if we could manipulate the industry and add some fictional twists of fairy dust in there, it would still be horrifically wrong. If cows did just eat grass and produce milk and were cuddled to death, it would still be wrong to do that to them because you're taking their life. Well, the minute we view animals as a commodity or a product, this is where we fail them. This is where it's wrong. Now, there is no right way to do the wrong thing. If you were on the animal side, you'd want to be left alone and leave to live your life.
Okay, so Asa for the goat, I think they were here yesterday being open-minded. They put small kids like 4 to 9-year-old need milk and meat for protein and for their growth to be healthy in a balanced diet. What's your response?
Thank you
to
for
that?
being here. Thank you for taking the time to write the comment and listen to what we're saying. They don't. Is the facts of that. If you don't believe me, go to nutritionfacts.org and go and look at Dr. Greger's findings on plant-based nutrition, and also go to the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, and it says that this plant-based living is healthy and optimal for all stages of life, from infancy all the way up to elderly, including pregnancy. It is optimal. What you're saying is you're regurgitating the marketing campaigns of the meat, dairy and egg industry. This is what happens. I'll tell you, actually, I'm going to tell you about this, but please subscribe 1 for vegan, subscribe 2 for not vegan, but you're open-minded, subscribe 3 for anti-vegan, double tap the live stream, and please go into the link in the description and go to Animal Ways Investigations and Findings here at this very facility. The industries start by telling you that you need it. It's paramount that you eat cow's milk for calcium and you have to eat meat and eggs for protein. Now, all of a sudden, you as a consumer or as a human think, I need it. So if I need it, what's the best way that I can get it? And this is why they come up with free-range organic and grass-fed and RSPCA assured and the red tractor logo, because most people who think that they need it want to look for the best way to do it because they actually do consider animals and they don't like animals being hurt. I think a lot of number 2s in the chat won't like animals being hurt, and this is why they try and edge towards the higher welfare, because they do genuinely care. We're here to tell you that there is no right way to do the wrong thing. These welfare standards and these welfare terms, they're put there just to make you pay for the products and never critically think about it. If you imagine it with you in their position, would it be acceptable to do it in any way? Of course it wouldn't. So if you are someone who I'm talking about right now, today is your day to go vegan, and don't send one more individual to a slaughterhouse in your name. Every time you go to the supermarket, the betting shop, the aquarium, the zoo, the shops to buy clothes or cosmetics, every pound you put across that till, you're either voting to keep animals oppressed and in slaughterhouses or remove them. What person are you going to be? Subscribe